Welcome back everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're starting off again in the potting shed again. We've got a few more seeds to sow. This week it's going to be squashes, sweet corn and a few more beans. But before we start to sow any more seeds, let me just show you the progress that the beans I planted last week have made so far. Well, these were the beans that we planted last week. The ones in this tray are the Blaheld, the purple French climbing beans, and quite a good germination rate so far. They're coming up well. And in this one we have got, on this half, we've got Scarlet Emperor runner beans, and you can just see there's one there and there's one there just coming up. There's been no show yet on the red swan dwarf beans, but they were old seeds, so we might not get anything from them. So today we're going to be planting sweet corn. We're planting Incredible F1, which is an F1 variety. We are planting butternut squashes, which is Hunter F1, and we are planting Urichikuri, which is a small orange curry squash, very nice squash as well. We'll be planting that, and we will be planting Greek Gigantes. That's correct, Greek Gigantes, which is like a butter bean. It's a very large bean, like a butter bean. So that's what we're going to be planting today. Let me put the camera on the tripod and we'll get started. Okay, the first seed I'm going to sow are going to be the Greek Gigantes. If I can find the seeds. So these are the seeds. They're quite a large beans, and of course these are dry. If these were to be soaked, they'd grow. They'd be, probably double that size. So these are the dry bean. But yeah, I'm just going to plop these into this small root trainer. For some reason I've used my largest root trainer for my smallest beans. Now it's quite noisy here today because we live right opposite the polling station, and here in the UK we're doing there's elections for the local government. So the plus side is that I can stick a kettle on in the morning, go across the road and vote, and get back just in time for the kettle to have boiled. On the downside is it does get rather noisy during the day, along with carers coming up for, because it's an old folks home, so the old folks complex across the road, so we get carers coming up to help them. There's a sort of like independent living they've got, with some care help thrown in. So with the carers coming, and with Amazon coming, and with all the other strangers coming, it can get rather busy on a day like today. But I got these seeds from eBay. I'll put the price up. This is the best price I could find for them. So if you feel like joining in, you can get a bag really quickly and join in. I'm just going to cover these up and water them, and I'll put them beside the other beans. So I'm only doing 15 because I only really want 12. I usually do 6 poles to every wigwam, so two poles of these beans I'm hoping is going to be enough. So I'm doing 15. If I get full germination, I'll offer the beans to Delilah. If she doesn't want them, then I'll offer them to someone else. Of course, I will tidy up all this compost when I'm finished. I do have a label. There it is. And I've got water down here. So it's been quite a good week so far. weather-wise. So I'm hoping things have shot up at the allotment. This morning after breakfast I went and cut the front grass. So it's been quite a day of gardening. Cut the front grass and do a bit of weeding in the front beds. Right, that's that one done. That can sit over here with the others. The water can sit over there as well. I'm going to do the others in this slightly deeper cell tray. So, Incredible F1. I think I need about 12 of them. This is me hoping for full germination. I just need some scissors. Excuse me. These are from Premier Seed Direct, where I get most of my seeds. Yeah, the Greek Gigantes, they were cheaper on eBay. Okay, we've probably all seen sweet corn seeds before. It's just dry pieces of sweet corn, like that. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to use 3 of these. Just put one in each and cover them over, and that's the job done. And 55 seeds in that packet, which is quite good. So the other thing I'm going to do is my squashes. So I'm going to put in I've got 7 Richicuri seeds left, so I'm just going to put them all in, and I'll do the rest with butternut squash. I've also got a mystery squash. I was getting compost out the compost bin. That's the Richicuri. Don't know whether you can read that. Premier Seed Direct again. That's the seeds. So I was getting compost out the compost bin, and I spotted one of these seeds, and it sprouted, it split, and there was a root coming out of it. So I potted it on, and it's grown quite well. So I've got a mystery seed, a mystery squash this year. We probably won't know what it is until it's grown. So that's there. And how many butternut squashes do I need? You know what, I think 5 will be enough. Butternut squashes take a long time to mature. That's one of the things I like about these Richicuri seed squashes, is that the actual squashes mature quite quickly, but the butternut squashes need a long summer. You know what, I'm only going to put 4 in. No, I'm not. I'm going to put 5 in. So this compost has already been watered. So along with all the people coming to vote, we've also got the Royal Navy flying the helicopters overhead. So it's quite a busy day. And there he is. Yeah, I know it sounds a bit daft, the Royal Navy with helicopters, but it's part of a fleet air arm up at Yeovilton. And I think they fly down to Caldrose in Cornwall, where they've got a helicopter base down there. I think that's what they're doing. Okay, that's that. I'll just give that a little water. Just to settle the compost. You settle the compost around the seeds and make sure it's got good contact with damp compost. Well, that's all the seeds sorted out. My next job is going to be to see what I'm taking to the seedling plant swap on Saturday at the allotment and get them all prepared and ready for transit. I've been saving up toilet roll tubes to decant them into to take up to the allotment, so that's going to be my next job. Okay, so I'm just going through all my spare plants and I'll show you how I'm going to prepare them for the plant swap tomorrow. So I've been saving up toilet rolls, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by putting in a handful of compost, pack it down tightly, get a plant. This one's a red drumhead cabbage. I'm just going to knock all the compost off it until I get bare roots like that. Then I'm going to put it in there and pack the top carefully with more compost. Don't worry about spilling any on this. It can easily get rushed back into this container down here. So that's the cabbage. I was doing the cabbages and I found this one and it's been grazed on by a slug or a snail, so I'm going to have to clear the table and check for any slugs or snails. For the leeks, it's a similar process. Just pack it down to start with. I can put a little bit more in that. Grab a bunch of leeks. Just get all the roots in. Carefully pack the roots down, then top it up with more compost. And that's it. That's what I mean when tomorrow, when I swap it, when I go home, anyone wanting some leeks, they're not just going to get one leek, they're going to get about half a dozen leeks. So I will keep some for me and Delilah to use, but these ones will all be going up for the plant swap tomorrow. Welcome back everyone. It's Saturday and we're up at the plot today. We've just completed the seedling swap, plant swap, where we swap seedlings with each other. So let me show you what I got at the swap, then I'll give you a quick tour around and show you what we've got planned for today. Okay, well these are the things that I picked up at the seed swap today. I've been reliably informed that this is wasabi. well, it's rather sad looking wasabi, so I'll need to plant that out today. This is a Queensland blue squash, and this could be a Crown Prince squash, which is supposed to be quite a nice squash. And these are beetroots. Now, there's a good reason I've got the beetroots. I'll talk about them in a minute. I've also brought up some slug juice, because the slugs are having a good old time. Still plenty of purple sprouting broccoli, and as you can see, I let this one go to seed, and these little purple things are the seed pods. Now hopefully they'll grow in size and they'll end up containing seeds, but I'll pick more of that tonight before I go, or this afternoon. Single seed potato challenge. These are going in those buckets over there, so that's one job that's going to get done this afternoon. Strawberries, they've been watered. In fact, I've been out watering quite a few things today. The onions and leeks have been watered, the peas and beans have been watered, the carrots have been watered. Talking of carrots, let's go and have a look. Now, there is quite a lot of weeds in here, but you can see lines of carrots. And the pelleted seeds, they're more spaced out. Don't know if I've got full germination. This line was the pelleted seeds as well, so I don't see that many there at the minute. But I can, well, there's one there. I can always go back and just push in a couple of more seeds. But the non-pelleted seeds, you can see them, the lines coming up here and along here. So we've got carrots, which is good. Peas are doing okay. The Monge 2, I've got some flowers on, so hopefully some Monge 2 soon. I've been doing a little bit of weeding here. These are the broad beans, these are the broad beans, they're doing okay. Not sure about that, but you can just see the beans coming through there. So we're starting to get broad beans. I have had to go underneath this net and remove sort of like flower head off a couple of onions and garlics. So we've got that. I've put these wigwams up for anticipation of bringing my beans up. Beans are doing well and they'll be coming up soon. Early potatoes, these are Kestrel, I think, or Rocket. Anyway, they're doing okay. I did go round earlier and took off any flowers that was on them. But I think I've got them all. The main crop potatoes are doing okay, they're coming up. They'll need earthed up. That might be a job for during the week. Oh, my pak choy, my poor pak choy. Look at that. The green ones have gone to seed. Well, that one got stripped by slugs. This one's been slugged. You can see the silvery trail mark on it and all the holes. Same with that one. And this has been slugged as well. All these have been slugged. So I did put some slug juice in there. These are tatsoi. They're still alive. That one isn't. That one's gone. So yeah, I'm going to put more slug traps down, and I'm also going to put down some pellets. These ones I've got to seed, I'll take them home after the wash, get the slime off them. Nelly will like them. She'll take your fingers off for them. Nothing else much. Oh, beetroot, right. all the beetroot I planted out about 2 weeks ago, it's all gone, disappeared. So that's why I've got some beetroot at the plant swap, so I'll be sticking that in there, and I'll also put the wasabi in there as well, see how that goes in there. They're going to get earthed up during the week. These sunflowers, I'll need to start putting these in the ground. Not a problem, I've just got to decide where I'm going to put them. And maybe water the potatoes as well. I've left a bowl of water here for any wildlife that comes into the allotment. We do get, well, we used to get foxes and badgers, but I don't know whether with all the construction work that's gone there, because they used to be all in there, whether they've all disappeared now. We do have lots of greenery behind there, behind the railway line, so if they've gone that way, there is some wildlife space up there, and about a quarter of a mile from here, that direction, is Mincing Lake Park. Well, there's a huge big park where, yeah, there's about to be lots of wildlife. So hopefully they've not gone too far. Anyway, I've left a bowl of water there for anyone that wants to drink it, birds, badgers, foxes, cats, whatever. So the first job is I think I'm going to top up all my slug traps, and then go about planting these squashes and the wasabi and the beetroots. Right, let's see if we caught anything. Bit tricky doing this one-handed, but we'll give it a go. And you can see in there we've got maybe about a dozen small slugs. So we'll top that up. Just give this a shake because all the flour settles on the bottom. You can see all the bodies are floated to the top. See if I can. Yeah, that's not going to work. Just put the lid on. Let's have a look at the next one. Oh, that's done well. Let me get my tool, scoop that out, actually. Oh, stinks. I don't know, maybe about 30 there. So, if you're wondering what this is 1 litre of water, 2 tablespoons of plain flour, or all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and 1 teaspoon of yeast. I'm just going to go and do these ones over here, but I'm going to reposition them, so I'll need to put the camera down while I put the traps in. So I've moved that trap to there, and I've put that one in there, and I've just give these a water, a whole watering can, and the surface is wet, but underneath it's bone dry. Okay, and that is my slug traps filled in. When I put the lettuces out and any other leafy stuff and brassicas, then I'll put more traps. around, but that should do it just for now. Well, I've planted the beetroot and the wasabi, and I'm just going to give it a little more water, just to water them in a little bit. They don't look the strongest seedlings. Me personally, if I was going to bring something like that to this plant swap, I would made sure they were a little bit bigger than just sort of like the initial leaves. But yeah, we'll give it a go and see what happens. We could really do with some more rain. It's been another dryish week. And I've been using up my water butts. This one is maybe I've got about a third left in it. So yeah, maybe about half full. But those ones, two over there, are very short. Now I've got 2 new water butts. I need to put taps in them. I've got the taps, but I'm going to put them around here, and I'm going to create a structure to catch rain. I need to get some corrugated sheet plastic to make sort of like a roof to catch rain off. So that's one of the plans I've got for this summer. But since we're here, next job's going to be potting on the single seed potato challenge potatoes. Okay, time to put on these potatoes for the single seed potato challenge. I've got some potato fertiliser there. In the vanished tub is bloodfish and bone. In these tubs I've covered the bottom, and I've put in a handful of bloodfish and bone. These are the plants. I've got 6 plants. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the plants in, but bring the soil up to just about the same level that it's at now. Then I'm going to give them some of this potato fertiliser. That stuff there. And give them a water. And what I'll do is, as they start growing, I'll earth them up a bit more. So let me put the camera in the stand tripod, and we'll get started. Okay, I'm not going to go through all of these, but because it's all going to be just the same really. I'll show you the results at the end. So this one here, I've got a couple of inches of compost in the bottom, some bloodfish and bone, just going to mix that in. I'm going to get a plant. Carefully take it out. Oh, that's a slug, we don't need that. Well, there's roots getting down to the bottom, so. And that could be a potato there, or I don't know. So we'll put that in. And we'll get some of this compost. Now this is just compost that I've made here on the allotment. So it's mostly bunny waste and garden waste. Some of it could be commercial, being reused, but a lot of it is the stuff we make here. So what I'm going to do is just sort of like bring it up to the level like that. Some potato fertiliser. Then I'm just going to water it. That's it, and put it somewhere safe. So I'll get on and do the rest of these, and I'll just show you what it's like at the end. There's no point you watching me do this to 6 plants. So I'll be back in a moment. Well, there you go everyone, there's all the pots done up. They've all been fed and watered, so that should be them for a few days. There's no rain in the forecast till Wednesday, so I've given them a good water. They should be fine. There we go, single seed potato challenge, tick that off. It's going to be the end to a busy week I've had. There's been a lot of potting up and getting seedlings ready for the plant swap we had this morning. Quite successful. I got some very weak beetroots and some very weak wasabi. Never grown wasabi before, I need to look that one up. I also got 2 nice squashes down here. I've potted them up into bigger pots and gave them water because they were looking both a bit not the best. This one could be a Crown Prince. I hope it is. Crown Prince is supposed to be a really nice squash, so it's got a question mark on it, so I'm hoping it is a Crown Prince. And this one's a Queensland Blue. I've no idea what that is, so that's another thing I'm going to have to look up. Everything has been watered. Everything's been watered. We've had very little rain again during the week, and there's no rain in the forecast until Wednesday. So everything's been given a water. Bit warm to do that, but it's shown things are growing well. We've had another picking off the broccoli, which has been great. I've filled up the slug traps with Slug Juice 2000. The potatoes are coming up. These are all going to need to get earthed. I'm going to have to start earthing these up, and I'm coming up probably Tuesday to do that. The pak choi, it's been watered. I've taken out the ones that have gone to seed, and I've put down some slug pellets, and I've filled up the slug traps to see if we can stop the slugs eating everything. Single seed potato challenge 2026. They have been potted up, they've been fed, they've been watered, and as they grow I'll earth them up a bit more. The bay that I built for the spent compost is almost empty, so I've got to go into the compost bins and dig out the one that's got all the good compost in it. That's going to be an all-day job, but it'll be worthwhile. I'm also going to use the compost from that bin to put in the new bed that I put together last week. It's a very rough sort of like raised bed I built last week. My friend Stella, who's got an allotment site, Growing with Stella I think it is, I'll put the name up on the screen. She built a rather posh, fancy 3-tier raised bed planter, so go and have a look at her site and see how it should be done, but that's just rough and ready. I'm going to be putting lettuce in it, so it doesn't need to be anything too elaborate. I've started putting up the bean canes. I've got the bean canes up in one bed, ready for when I bring the beans up, which are getting ready day by day. If we come up this way, strawberries are doing okay. There's two. There's one there and there's one there that don't look like trying. But I'm not going to take any strawberries off it this year. I'm going to take the flowers off, see if the plant will put the energy back into the crown, and I should have a good crop next year. Up this way, work in progress. In here, I've started bringing all my pepper plants up, and I've got my aubergine plants there. So these are doing okay. pepper plants could be a bit bigger. I don't know whether I need to put them up into bigger pots, but it's still early, it's still early. Sweet peas are coming up. Broad beans are starting to get beans on them now. And the peas and the mange too are producing flowers. So, not many at the moment, but you can see the mange two's got some nice pinky purple flowers, and the peas are beginning to get white flowers. So, it looks like we're getting beans and peas. I've also raised the level of the netting on the garlics and onion, well, mostly the garlics, the elephant garlic, because the netting was hitting the top of the plant. So I've raised it up a bit. It's been a really nice day, a long day. Carrots, I showed you these earlier, but we'll have another look. If you look down here, you can see lines of carrots beginning to grow. These are the ones that were sown by hand, and I've got 2 rows coming up here that were the pelleted ones. Now, if I don't get a good enough germination of the pelleted ones, I can always go through and insert a couple of pellets in between, in any gaps. So I'm not too bothered. There is a lot of weeds, but that's to be expected because we took the compost out. Any weeds that were lying on the top would have got mixed in with the soil. It's been watered, the weeds are going to come up. It's not a problem. Once the carrots establish themselves, I'll be able to go through it and pull out these little weeds, no problem. But it's just trying to identify what's a carrot and what's a weed at the minute is a bit difficult. So I'm just going to wait until the carrots get a bit more established, then I'll go in and weed that. It's been a really nice day. It's been a long day here today, but got a few jobs done, a few things ticked off, and a few plans for next week. So thanks for watching. If you liked what you're seeing, please think about subscribing, and if you want to leave a comment, I do try and answer all comments. But thanks for watching again, and I'll see you next week.